All right, so the greatest game that has ever come to any console ever, Madden, has orange and brown on the cover.
Sure does.
Peyton Hillis, we got to give him some love. We got to give him some love. It's coming out. I think you said it was pushed back. Is that right?
August 30th, so about 2 weeks. 2 weeks it'll be here.
All right, so I have to plead complete ignorance. I have no idea about the game this year, but Dale, you got the opportunity to take a look at a demo.
The Madden holiday is slowly approaching. Probably one of the only days that I'll actually call off work to sit at home, veg on the couch, and play a video game for about 20 hours.
That'll be a three-man show that week. A three-man show, because Dale will not be playing.
I ducked out last year to grab it at midnight. I'll probably do the same this year. If it comes out on a Monday night. But you guys can check the demo out. I know for sure on Xbox Live you guys can download the demo. It is amazing. You can only beat Green Bay or Chicago, which is a great NFL rivalry, but I would have rather seen like the Super Bowl teams in there. I figured that would have been more fun to beat up on Pittsburgh with Green Bay than it is to beat on Chicago, but it's all the same. But totally new gameplay, real deep in the franchise mode. Players progress during the year as opposed to only at the end of the year. So if you got a player who's doing really hot, his numbers are going to go up. And all new tackling, the graphics are just beautiful. No more just diving at players. You actually have to make contact with the player before you can tackle them. But big things coming out for Madden, and it's actually a good year for them to do that because their monopoly on football games is actually up next year. EA Sports owns the rights to the NFL, and that contract is up in 2012, so next year other companies will actually be able to start making NFL games again. So Madden needed to come out and hit a home run, and from that demo, I'll tell you what, it looks like they did because it is amazing. Definitely check that out if you
I didn't even know about the whole NFL.
I second that.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Remember like ESPN 2K5?
Oh, yeah, I didn't remember
2005 was the last time another company was able to make an NFL licensed game. That's why Game Backbreaker and all those crappy games, they always had like the New York Felons or whatever, some BS teams and names. Or
New York Felons.
Joey Montana, or some weird names like that.
360.
And if you can't play the demo, just go check out the trailer too. And when they got Peyton Hillis coming out the tunnel at the end of the game, man, don't call yourself a Browns fan unless you get goosebumps when you watch that because it is awesome.
I am pumped. I get pumped every year anyway because it's Madden. I mean, come on, Peyton Hillis and Madden. It's just
we might have a little game day battle, Madden playoff.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Bracketology.
The show might not air for about 4 weeks after he gets this because
I might have a beard.
Do you get 4 controllers?
I do.
All right. No show for a while.
I see the opposite. I think it's all pitching. That's what this game is won on. Is won on pitching.
You don't think we can batter our way into a playoff run?
Nah, that don't work. You gotta have pitching. Look at all the top teams who win World Series. They got a lineup, and they got people who can close games. And I think that's our Achilles heel is our middle lineup.
So what's your answer? We got.
Well, so that's our run support then. Not really.
It's not a run support. Our middle relief is, to me, I think it's the most shakiest thing on a team. If we can give the guy one run, and he's pitching good, you can't blame the pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Because we batted up. You can go out with one run. You can go out with no hitter. That's what you know what I'm saying. Pitching is what wins these games.
Did you know that Masterson lost 4 games? He could have easily won because we had no run support for him.
I think it just falls against
Carmona. Carmona's got to go against those guys, and that might be why his record's not as shiny as it should be. It's tough to win when you're going against guys like Sabathia and Verlander and all their other big names. Those are the guys who are tough to pull wins out of.
Well, it's cool that you mentioned that because I was actually going to ask, is it time maybe to move Fausto back to take some pressure off of him?
It's been time for a while now.
I think if we make the playoffs, they'll address that, and they'll probably put either Masterson or Jimenez at 1 and 2, and then probably slide Carmona down to the 3rd.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I dropped him down to 4th and put Talman in front of him. Talman's had solid starting ever since the season began.
But then again, it's like look who he's going against. Tomlin's going against other squads like number 3, number 4 guy. You put Carmona, who is legitimately our number 1 guy on paper, and then put him against a club's number 3 guy, and maybe Carmona will be 15-0 right now. You know what I'm saying?
if Fausto doesn't do well. Fausto really is having some trouble, and he's been, from what I understand, what do we say, like
nailed it though.
He's been seeing like a sports psychologist for like 2 years now.
Last year too.
He's trying to figure his head out. I mean, he's got a lot of problems, and I almost think just throw him to the back of the rotation, keep him in because you want to say you're still a starting pitcher for us, but throw him to the back of the rotation. Let him just chill. He can go up against guys that have far less talent than he has. And he can start getting the wins. He gets the confidence. He starts believing in his pitches again. And suddenly, he's lights out. And then we move him back up, and he's got the confidence, and now he's going up against the big names, and he's making it happen.
Do you remember push it back and make him work?
We talked about this 5 shows ago with Santana. Did we take Santana out of that 4th slot?
I like him there. That's
exactly.
All he does is hit home runs.
So we talked about moving him down.
Wait, what home runs have you seen Santana hit?
That's pretty much all he does.
I mean, he's been rocking doubles.
Stat war.
Stat war?
Really?
He's on my fantasy team, so pretty bummed on him.
That's why it's so fantasy.
He's only
not reality.
I think he's only that much. And that's why we're stocking up lefties for everyone who's like, why don't we get right-handed hitters? Because the left field wall is a hell of a lot longer and taller than the right field wall, and if you're a left fielder, and if you're a left-handed batter and you have power, you can do some damage at Progressive Field.
That's just like the wall. It's just the same thing over in Fenway Park, where it comes up to your waist.
Yeah.
I mean, like
no, that's moved in though.
Progressive Field right field wall is 325. That's like a high school.
I mean, then it's a lot taller than Fenway, and it's really up to your waist. I mean, you can hit home runs out of Fenway going down that line like that.
I don't think it's a home run Fenway as some parks that are out there.
Well, maybe not Colorado or something like that, but I mean, it's up there.
Or Texas, or even Yankee, the new Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's like a little league park.
Yeah. I just want to see.
We saw that in the first game at Yankee Stadium, right?
I just want to see a step up.
Which is kind of, I think, a ripoff. I think that all stadiums should have the same dimensions.
Yeah.
Why is it fair to pad all these Yankee stats by letting them play 50% of their games in some little league park? Of course, all these guys are going to have huge numbers, and they're all going to be in the 500
talk about
club and
Boston
everything. It's
seemed like
almost
that
unfair, man.
with David Ortiz, and he hit 40 home runs. Okay, with 30 of them was at home.
Fenway Park has been there for years.
Exactly.
It's an historical, place.
Landmark. It's a landmark.
Okay.
But the new Yankee Stadium was just built 2 years ago or a year ago.
Well, I think the thing is, you have to go with what they have to work with land-wise.
Well, wait, no. But listen, every line...
No. The landmine doesn't matter. It's the seats they put in there so they can make more money.
To cover,
That's what it was.
No, I mean...
But listen to this. Every single line that's drawn on a baseball field is scripted. It has to be within certain measurements.
90 feet.
And every coach can call for a measurement before every game. It never really happens, but every now, if they need to delay stuff, I want a measurement at first base, and they'll do that. Why is it that the home run fences or that the end of the field is not regulated? That I've never understood. It has to be this high, this certain distance away. Every field is the same. So there's no home field advantage. You can't stack your team based on where you're going to play half of your games.
I like the story about was it San Francisco Giants ballpark. They wanted to extend the wall out a little bit more, and then they forgot about the bullpen. So in the blueprint, they moved the wall back a little bit, like a couple feet, and totally forgot about the bullpens, and that's why you see the bullpens, the old style bullpens on the side of the foul territory, and because the guy was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about the bullpens."
Right.
You told me to bring the walls back, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty big mistake there."
We've all fucked up at work. Imagine fucking up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
how about fucking up when the stadium's already built and the owner goes, "Hey, what happened to the bullpens?"
Oh, did you still want those?
I took them out, and we put them in the river, in the bay there.
You know what? Your starting pitchers are so good. I didn't think you needed.
We're gonna do this 20 style. Put them on the right field line. Let them dodge foul balls.
That's the guy on the red line.
Brian Wilson takes one in the beard during warm-ups.
The beard catches it.
Eats it.
I kind of think that mentally you're fucked up, and I think it's kind of funny. So, hats off to you. And I think that maybe you should try maybe a slot at like every hole. Give yourself some motivation, and maybe get there faster. So
Probably should have looked in the mirror instead of blaming it on your caddy.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, by the way,
No, he didn't blame his caddy.
He did blame his
he
No,
caddy.
did blame his
didn't,
caddy.
man.
He fired him.
You know why he fired him? You want me to be honest? I'll tell you why he fired him.
Why?
Because he went to go work for another golfer. You can't.
Because Woods wasn't working.
Okay, that's not loyal. Cause I'm out a little bit. I'm
He
paying you all
kept
this
his mouth
money.
shut.
I didn't
He
hear
kept
that.
his mouth
I didn't hear
shut.
that he went to
Check
go
that
For a
out.
year
bro.
and a half, he didn't open his mouth about all the women Tiger had
it's not
around.
his job to open
He
his
goes
mouth.
to work for one guy who's a friend of his.
Exactly.
While he's just hanging out doing nothing, making no money.
Oh, he's making money. He's paying the guy. Come on.
No, he's not paying him. That's all
Just because he's not out there.
play.
Yeah, that's
So
because
he-
you don't see
he
him on
does-
TV. Doesn't mean he's not out there practicing.
No, he
with
gets
him.
paid when they play.
When they
So
win, he gets a percentage.
He
of it.
just says it's
He's
been a year and a
making money.
half. I'm gonna go caddy for my buddy. He told him ahead of time.
Okay, and
And
know what
then
he said?
Tiger
he said
was
that
all
was
pissed off.
loyal. That
all
was not
all right,
loyal.
all right. All I gotta say is, I don't think it's the caddy's fault. I don't
Didn't blame
think
the
it's
caddy.
his wife's fault. I don't think it's anybody's fault. Tiger Woods is fucked up. He's fucked up in the head, and I loved how he blamed it on his physical injuries, and then came back
He got
and
injured.
sucked worse than he ever has ever. He came back because he was not going to come back until he was ready to go.
No, he came back
was-
because golf needs him.
Oh, it was a charitable effort.
Golf
He wanted to
needs
help
this
golf.
guy. Golf
Is that why he
needs this
came
guy.
back?
Dude,
Golf doesn't need a guy
What
who's 7
reference-
over.
Can I say
What
one thing? He's
reference-
the only guy I've seen shoot a 77 and still have his own segment on sports.
yeah, you see McElroy ain't talking about that.
They don't even talk about the winner, but they show every bogey
Right.
Tiger Woods hits.
Look,
I'm
golf
pretty
needs this
sure
guy.
that Tiger Woods' ex-caddy won the championship
He did.
last week.
He
So, I mean,
The Bridgestone,
Yeah,
right.
you know what?
Some
And you see how
20-year-old
yeah,
whoever,
you see how
yeah.
non-classy that was to talk about. And what did he talk about? He didn't talk about winning. He was talking about Tiger.
Damn straight, I'd have been salty as hell too. And then
I'm sorry,
And then
but-
if my god golfer in the history of the sport dumped me on the side of the road for whatever reason,
by a phone call, not even showing
and then,
up.
No,
and
they
then-
met.
And then I walked away.
watch-
And the very
study
next
yourself, man.
weekend, I take some 20-year-old golfer and turn him into a champion. Shit,
guy's
man.
been good.
It could have been
And-
all him the whole time. You
And
don't know that.
the
Scott's been
golfer,
good.
that golfer said about the caddy, he has an unbelievable, what did he say? I remember the quote, but it's something like, he has an unbelievable book on this course. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he gave total props to the guy that,
Okay, but I thought he should be making his winning speech.
yeah.
Not even about Tiger. So
And he admitted that. He admitted that.
it was
but he
not classy.
Okay, I'm
Listen,
sorry, but
Scott was a good golfer before he got with this new caddy, and then he won now, so that made it more hype. That's fine.
okay, take this. Just take this. All right, Dale's gonna be the caddy. I'm gonna be a media person. All right. Hey, you just won. You just helped Scott just win the Bridgestone. How do you feel about that?
I can't believe I get paid all this money to carry these clubs around.
Yeah,
All
what are
right.
you talking about
What
that?
do you think about Tiger?
Thanks for letting me make all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
So
you.
Tiger just
Yeah.
dumped you to the side of the road.
I think-
Tiger this. Tiger that.
think-
Tiger this. I'm sorry.
Tiger didn't dump him on the side. He met with him, man. Did you not
Hey.
watch the interview?
And
Did you
here's-
watch the interview with Tiger Woods?
And Brett brought up a good point.
Watch the interview with Tiger Woods, and he talked about
It was-
they had a private meeting together.
Okay, no, but he told him my phone first, then they had the private meeting. But
Hey,
it was
Tiger
the
also
media.
said that he never slept with anybody other than his wife.
True.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just
Who are you
throwing it out
gonna
there.
believe? A winning caddy or a known fornicator?
The known fornicator.
I'm throwing in the towel because I think we all know what the answer is on that one.
I'm going with the fornicator.
I like it.
Pussalaya.
Yay! You know, there was no pedestal for him, dude. I think he was on the pedestal. Anyway, Tiger Woods, hey, you're still number one in my book. All these golfers are trying to catch you. You're going to go down in history as one of the greatest golfers ever played the game. You are the game.